and welcome. This is Harshit, and today we will discuss the report for the third experiment of Signals and Systems Laboratory. The aim of the experiment is sound classification. In this experiment, we will read three different signals, namely a fan signal, a human speech signal, and a drain signal, and classify them into their respective classes on the basis of statistical parameters mean, variance, skewness, and kurtosis. Now, first let's see these parameters. So, the four basic statistical parameters are mean, variance, skewness, and kurtosis. We observe the trend in these parameters for our audio file and classify it accordingly. Now, coming to our code. As usual, we start with CLC, close order, and clear all. First, we read our fan data. Now, as our audio file is of 1 hour, we read half of it, that is 30 minutes 1800 seconds. We use 16 kHz signal and we read 1 second at a time. Now, for the red sample, we store the mean, variance, and skewness and kurtosis using the predefined functions in MATLAB. And we plot the data into two separate figures. The one is an individual figure for all the parameters, and the figure 4 is the common figure for all the three signals. Similarly, we read the human speech data and the trains data and plot them accordingly. These are the plots which we obtained. The first figure is for the fan signal, the second one for the human speech signal, the third one for the train signal, and the fourth one is the combined signal. Here, all the subplots show a particular parameter of the signal, the mean, variance, skewness, kurtosis. We can observe the trend in these parameters and design our code accordingly. So, coming to our test file. Here we define 4 vectors, 3 cross 3 vectors, mean, skew, kurtosis, and variance as all zeros initially, and then we read the next half of our signal, which is the last half of our signal. Here we read the mean, variance, skewness, kurtosis value as earlier, and we analyze them. So basically what we do here is we check the range in which our sample properties lie as respect to our earlier defined properties. For example, for mean, we first check if our sample lies between the minimum value of fan and the maximum value of fan file, which we have already read for the first half hour, and if it does not, then we check for the human audio file, and else we check for the train audio file. Also, we increment the corresponding entry in the matrix by 1 if it lies in that, and similarly we carry out the analysis using maximum minimum for variance, skewness, and kurtosis of all of the signal. And the same thing we repeat for the human speech signal and the test and the train signal for the last half hours of the signals. And at last, we finally display these 4 matrices which we obtained here. Now, coming to our matrices. Here, the diagonal elements show that we have rightly classified the signal. As we can see, for all the mean, variance, skewness, and kurtosis, the diagonal elements are the maximum element in the particular row and column. So we can see that our code has a high accuracy. Now, here, let me describe each cell. 1 cross 1 is a fan signal which is rightly classified as fan. 1 cross 2, the fan signal which is wrongly classified as human signal, and so on. So, now coming to our GUI. This is a code for our GUI. Let me just run it. This is our GUI. As we can see, it has an access to plot the data and 2 pop-up menus to select them and display the confusion matrix as this. So, coming to our code, as usual, most of the functions are automatically generated when we create the GUI. Coming to our important parts. For using a signal callback, which is a tag given for this pop-up menu. If we choose a fan signal, then it stores the value as 1, and for human signal it stores value as 2, and for train signal it stores value as 3, else 0. And we assign these values and we create a global variable so that we can access it throughout. Now, coming to our next callback, which is a property callback, which is a tag given to this pop-up choice. Here we set a property which we want to observe mean, variance, skewness, and kurtosis, and we assign the values accordingly, and then we call our test underscore GUI function which we have created. Let's see the function. Yeah, so this is a function. Here we load our data from the earlier code which we have seen for speed and accuracy. Now we use a switch statement and cases accordingly to plot the respective property only. For example, if we have chosen 1 for the CH property, then we plot only the mean, and if we choose 2, then we plot only the variance. Similarly, we plot for human speech data and train speech data. Now here we come to testing part. Here, as usual, we define a test underscore mean as zeros and test it for the property as earlier shown in the code. Now coming to a GUI, here we select our signal. For example, I am selecting a fan signal and I want to observe the variance property. So I will click variance and I observe this. Here we also get to see these properties graphically, and we get a confusion matrix. As we are testing the fan signal, we will see the fan row. So here the maximum elements are in fan row only, so it is rightly classified as fan. Now let me check for the skewness property, and here also we see that it is rightly classified as fan. Now let's just change the signal. Let's change the human signal, and we use kurtosis now, and we observe the properties, and we find that for the human signal the maximum properties are in human signal only, so it is rightly classified. Similarly, we can observe a train signal and see the skewness property in there, and we see it is rightly classified as train. So this is a GUI for the working of this, which is very simple and easy to understand. Thank you.